Hello, I'm Claudia Salas, and in this video I will talk a little bit about surveillance, and all this is related to privacy and the social networks. And well, after watching the material, I think I see this situation with a whole new perspective that maybe I heard about this problem before, but I didn't give the importance that I should. And well, yeah, I think that this is this whole well, the social networks, of course, change our lives. Some may think that it was a good change, but there's a lot of disadvantages that appear with the usage of these applications. And I think this is, I think that the importance that or the yeah, I think that the importance that these companies have been gaining over the time is really related to information. That is the two, well, the main aspect that is in common in the two documentaries, because information it's very valuable. um, this aspect about the terms and conditions, for example, wasn't a big deal until um, maybe the creation of Facebook, and also that was very related to the 9/11. And I think that in the between 2000 and 2010, companies realized that this information could actually give an extra income. Uh, I think that maybe a bigger income that um, other other parts or other aspects. So that's when they started selling it and started jeopardizing our human right of having privacy. And yeah, well, I think of course it's important to mention that this is also very related to government. Of course, I think that that the government realized that having a very controlled population it's more beneficial for them, more easier for them to make whatever they want, to create different I don't know, laws that um, I don't know. I mean that it's give maybe extra money on politicians and or wherever, and a helpful tool that is used to create this control is by creating fake news. That is very easier, and this reminds me when your parents before they told us that no, you cannot speak with strangers, or whenever a stranger talks to you in the internet you ignore him because that might be dangerous, or don't believe anything you see on the internet. And now it's them who's been having problems when detecting what story is true or what it isn't. And yeah, that's quite ironic. It's how the information and how people treat this information. And I think that imagining a world in which we are the only owners of our personal information, it's very difficult because in this digitalized and um, technological world, it's not possible to see the downgrade or the or not using these social networks. I mean, before it was just like a tool that you could see maybe in the afternoon after the work, after school. But now it's something that it's very. I mean, some people I think that use them as their own personality. They put their personality there. Their uh, their emotional state depends on what people are saying on the internet. It's very hard to separate devices from us, and it's very hard to think that the situation could improve. Um, for example, well, no, I think that I really agree with what the people on the first documentary, that was Terms and Conditions May Apply, said. I didn't recall the names because the subtitles were in Russian, but most of them say that this was the end of privacy, and I think that's correct. Um, I don't think that, I mean, we're putting more and more technological devices in our lives because we think, and I mean, in some way it's true that it's making our life easier, by having our smartwatch, by having our cell phone with GPS and all that. I mean, it's true that in some part of our lives may it's making it easier, but we're actually giving a lot of information to companies. And I must say, I was one of them that could say, like, okay, it's not a big deal. It's just a piece of information. What could happen? But reality is that we are all personalities, identities, starting to um, be depending on what the companies decide to do with that. So yeah, I think it's a very hard and difficult subject, and I think it's going to improve.